Hello, this is Arjuna, and I got a very beautiful question on Facebook from Nicole. She says, I'd like to ask for your opinion and advice. I've been wanting to evolve physically, mentally, and spiritually for a long time, but there's always something stopping me. I've always wanted to live a joyous life, but couldn't. Somehow I have this belief that humans aren't meant to be happy, and if I stop feeling down, I'll lose my depth and intelligence. Might sound bizarre. I also think that if I evolve myself, I will cause a lot of jealousy and attract negative attention to myself. Also, whenever I begin the process of evolving, I end up procrastinating or feeling so lazy and tired that I can't move. Something seems to be preventing me. How do I resolve these conflicting wants and beliefs? Well, Nicole, you get the prize for the best question that I've heard in a long time. This is the question to be asking yourself. It's a fantastic question. People are always asking, how do I get what I want? The much more important question is, what is it that gets in the way? We could talk about this for hours. It's a really rich question. You've asked all the right things here, so congratulations. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send you a chapter from Better Than Sex, my new book called Anticipate Resistance, that will really go into this in more depth. But right now on the video, I want to give you like the essence of what's important here. And that is the greatest leap we can take in our own maturity as human beings is to recognize that we are, all of us, fundamentally fragmented. We use language like I want this, I think this or that. It's not true. It's always just one voice, one part of you that wants something, and you can absolutely guarantee that for any voice that wants one thing, there's going to be a voice that wants the opposite. You can guarantee it. Now, once you recognize this, which takes a little bit of a leap because we've not been conditioned in that way, once you recognize that we are fundamentally fragmented, things become very simple because you begin to anticipate resistance. Then you realize it's not that you want to evolve, it's that one part of you wants what it calls evolution. Another part of you wants to protect you from negative attention. Another part of you wants to hold on to a belief that humans aren't meant to be happy and that depth is more important than happiness. These are all valid parts. Now, once you can recognize that each of these voices has its own coherent way of seeing things, and once you can also recognize that they are fundamentally separated from each other, they don't listen to each other. They're like a bunch of people living in a house where nobody talks to anybody else. Once you can see this, there are two miracles begin to happen right away. First is the very seeing of these parts introduces something that was not there before, which is awareness. Now there is a dimension of you that is not fixated on I want this, I want that, but that is observing. And that part doesn't only have to be passive, it's also a voice, but it can start to make decisions that are for the good of all of the parts. And not only all of the parts that make up Nicole, but all of the parts that make up everybody else as well. This is the cultivation of what you could call an adult self. Doesn't mean we make any of these things go away. It means there's now an awareness that includes them all and that can address all of their needs together. The other miracle that can happen is as soon as you recognize that a part is a part, it's not all of you, you can begin to recognize that all of these voices have underlying good intentions. You've said it yourself. The part of you that doesn't want to evolve wants to protect you against negative attention from others. The part of you that doesn't want you to evolve wants depth, wants to make sure you don't lose connection with depth. Each of these voices has a positive intention. So Nicole, I want to congratulate you. These are exactly the right questions to be asking yourself. This is exactly the right inquiry. As you recognize that you are fundamentally fragmented as a person, You don't have a personality, you've got many. Everybody does. It allows true awakening to flourish, and things become simple and they fall into place on their own.